What's going on, my beautiful people? This is your certified life and relationship coach, Coach Court. If this is your first time viewing Coach Court, please make sure that you subscribe to the channel, hit that notification button so you know when I release all my newest content. It is beautiful to be here with you guys today. As always, the community is always so supportive and embrace me so well, and it's great. It's just great. So, also, now that I talk about the community, if you guys are part of the membership program, make sure that you reach out to me and get your coaching session for the month. If you guys are a Harvest member, you know that you get your 20 minutes with me for the month. We sit down, we have these accountability sessions. I really think it's important that whenever people book sessions with me, that they always book some type of follow-up session with me, because if you don't have that accountability, it's like going into the gym, lifting the weights for one time and thinking that you're going to be, swole for the rest of your life. I hope you guys can hear me well. Let me know if you guys can. Thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up if you guys can hear me well. Yesterday, I apologize. My camera wasn't working well. I had to use this potato of a computer, but it works well, but it's not like what I have right here. It's the Canon M50. I think it's very crisp. But make sure that you reach out to me, get your coaching session for the month, and also I released a course. Now, the course is going to be coming out next week Wednesday. You guys can sign up for that right now. If you're not a member, you can sign up for that course. And the course is really affordably priced. I put a lot of things in there that I get asked, a lot of questions that I get asked from my coaching clients. It's really jam-packed full of information, and I feel like it's going to be really valuable for everybody. And if it's not, get a refund. But in today's video, we're going to be talking about rebound relationships and why the rebound will blow up. It's pretty much inevitable. It always happens. Whenever I see people get into these relationships right away after they've just ended another relationship, it is never a healthy thing to do. Now, I have some reasons why it's not healthy to do. The very first reason is most likely when you get into that rebound, you're not totally over your ex. Now, I'll be talking about this all the time where I say, women, they tend to check out of relationships before they terminate the relationship. It's like Mark Knapp's theory of relationship development. The 10 stages of relationships. Is it 10? It's 5. Yeah, it's 10 stages of the relationships. It's the coming together stages, and then it's the coming apart stages. And when you're going through the coming apart stages, when you start a relationship during that time, you're not totally over your ex. There's going to be songs that's going to be reminding you of them. There's going to be restaurants that you ride past, TV shows, even TV shows that's going to be reminding you of them. And you're not totally over your ex. I don't care how much you want to believe that you are. I've seen it too many times where I was just on Instagram talking about this, how I had a client that didn't do the work. He was divorced for about 5 years, got into a relationship with somebody else, was with her for 2 years. And then at the end of the relationship, when he terminated it, he said, look, I'm not totally over my ex-wife. And she's confused. She's like, the divorce was finalized 5 years ago. Now, and that's not even a rebound relationship. Now, think about how much more intense it would be if you pretty much monkey branch into another relationship. Because usually when people get into rebounds, I have to say that it's about 8 out of 10 times they have already developed some type of rapport with that person. They pretty much monkey branch over into their relationship. Now, I would say that monkey branches happens more times than people realize. So if you guys aren't familiar with monkey branching, it's when a person forms some type of emotional connection, maybe even a physical connection with somebody else before they end the relationship that they're currently in. So usually when we think about a monkey, they won't let go of the other branch until they have this other branch completely secure. So they have to test it out. Like, all right, is this thing gonna break off? All right, it's secure. This person's gonna be my emotional support system. They're going to feel whatever needs I need right now. I can totally let the other branch go. So that's what monkey branching is. And like I said, the first one is you're most likely not totally over your ex. And the next reason is when you get into those relationships, you don't realize that most of the time you're settling for the next person that comes along. You haven't went out into the dating world. You haven't taken the time to vet these people properly. So when you get into that relationship, this new rebound, you're most likely settling because you're not looking for the red flags. You're not looking for the things that will be a deal breaker for you. You're just like, all right, I'm just happy that I can elevate this relationship to the level that I had the last relationship. If you, I've seen more times than not that people, they tend to have this tendency where if you're like, 30, 40 years old, you have a pattern of going from relationship to relationship and relationship. You haven't taken the time, which is my next thing. You haven't taken the time to heal. And if you don't take the time to heal yourself, all right, if you don't take the time to heal your heart, heal some of the things that you were showing, some of the ways that you were showing up, the unhealthy ways that you were showing up in a relationship, to be able to strengthen that and to change that, then you're going to take those same behaviors into the new relationship, right? That's without a doubt, because if you don't take that time to, do the personal work, the personal development to reflect upon, all the relationships and what you've done. And what happens is you get into that relationship and you feel guilty, especially if you start to finally see those red flags. You start to see them like maybe 3 months down the line, 6 months down the line. You're like, oh man, I feel bad because I drugged them into this relationship when I knew I hadn't healed from the previous relationship. And usually what happens is the person that you get into the relationship with, they'll be asking you those questions. They'll be saying, are you sure you healed? You sure that you're ready for a new relationship? You sure? And then you give them reassurance like, yeah, I'm totally over them. I don't want to deal with them anymore. I couldn't stand them. Nope. And when you get down the line and you start to like have this light bulb go off, like, wow, this person isn't the person that I thought they were. I think I might have settled for this. I think I might have settled for this person. You get down the line and you're like, oh, I feel so bad, especially women. Women feel terrible because they drag people into relationships that they knew they weren't ready for. And what you'll hear is, no, all right, I think we should just take it slow. Like, let's take this thing slow, but it never gets taken slow. Why doesn't it get taken slow? It's because you're so excited and you're so eager to make this relationship what the last relationship was. If you were with somebody for 2 years and you get into a new relationship right away, you're going to be doing all the things that you were doing in that relationship for 2 years with this next person. You're trying to recreate the memories. You're trying to set the same date nights with that person. You may be even buying them the same clothes that you bought the previous person. Like, put a 1 in the chat. If you think I'm off base, put a 2. If you think I'm spot on, put a 1 in the chat. Oh, hey, walking into monkey branching. Yeah, you are walking into monkey branching because it's real. Monkey branching is, I mean, some people think it's immoral, but there's a saying that goes, the quickest way to get over somebody, is to get under someone else. And I kind of believe in that, especially if you're somebody who can't be alone, somebody that needs that constant affection and attention from somebody. You need that constant validation. Now, I can't totally knock that, but I can tell you that it's an unhealthy thing to do. You're not moving forward, and people kid themselves thinking that, hey, I think I'm going to heal within this relationship, but that never happens. What happens is you still come in with those same insecurities about yourself. You still have those same jealous tendencies with the other person. You pretty much put all your crap into one bag. Like I say this all the time, throw it over your shoulder and you drag it into the next relationship. And then the next person has to deal with all that baggage that you drug with you, All right. So, another reason why it'll fail is because it's artificial. It's not real. It's not real. Now, I wrote a quote on Instagram that talked about that. Said, the grass may look greener on the other side because it's artificial turf. It's not real. No, it's not what you think it is. That's the whole, if you guys aren't familiar with the 80-20 rule, like you leave an 80% relationship for the 20% that was missing in that relationship. You think that 20% is going to be it, but it's most of the time it's not. You're just like delusional. It's like you're love starved for a certain area in your life, but you guys need to understand that you can't have it all. Like no one is going to come along and be 100%. Like, they're not going to have everything together. What's fake about it? All right. If I didn't have a rebound on it, I don't know if I didn't have a rebound. Lots of interest. Lots of one's interesting. Sorry, I can't. I'm reading terrible right now. Doesn't that mean there's cheating towards in? Yeah, absolutely. I'm a firm believer that emotional cheating is worse than physical cheating, because physical cheating, you can be like, all right, you can, go to God, repent, say sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I was in a weak moment. But emotional cheating is so much more intense, because you're so much more vulnerable, or what's the word I'm looking for? You have a higher likelihood of going through with a full-blown relationship or building that emotional connection with that person. Because if you're out there building that emotional connection, you can't be you can't be present in your current relationship if you're building this connection with somebody else. It's just not possible. You can't split your heart into two places. It's either one person's going to get subbed in, like, right, calling them off the bench. Yep, you in. Come on. That's just how it is. So it never works. I see rebound relationships. If you want to talk about the statistics, they work 10% of the time. Now, this is a Google search. I searched years ago, and I searched it recently, and it's still the same thing. It hasn't changed. All right, maybe 15% of the time. But that's if the person that you get into the rebound with is checking a whole lot of those boxes. Otherwise, it is just a rebound, and it's not going to work out. You don't take the time to vet the person accordingly. You don't, and honestly, in a lot of dating situations, people don't date properly anyway. Like, you don't check their background, you don't check their history, you don't really see that stuff that are major red flags. Like, why did you break up with your ex, or why did your ex break up with you, and what was your upbringing like? You don't do any of that, but I think it's me personally, I think monkey branching is immoral. Like, if you're going to break up with somebody, if you're not feeling somebody, just end the relationship, because don't lead that person on and make them think that everything's okay within a relationship when you're clearly looking for this man's replacement or this woman's replacement. Right? It's just immoral to me. So that's my 2 cent take on it. And then you're most likely suffering from, the 80-20 rule is AKA the grass is greener syndrome. You think that the grass is greener on the other side when it usually is not. Like I said, it's artificial. And artificial grass look really green. It never tarnishes. But one thing I hate about when I used to play football, I hated about the artificial grass is you used to fall and you used to get the rubber flex all in your eyes and your mouth, and it sticks to your skin. It's annoying. I'm like, hey, I like the real thing. I like the dirt, baby. I like the soil, the mud. That's what I like. But if you guys are just coming in here, go back, check out the replay. I'm about to get off here. I appreciate you guys. Subscribe to the channel. I have my anxious attachment course that just came out. It's going to be coming out next week, Wednesday. You guys can pre-order it. And if you're a member, make sure that you get your 20 minute session with me for the month. All right. I want to make sure that I honor that. I appreciate you guys. Love all you guys. Share the feed, like the feed, follow me on my other social media accounts, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, as I am Coach Court. And also, book a session. If you really need to talk to me, and if you really feel like you're struggling in life, book a session with me. And it's important for you guys to seek out those avenues to help you heal, because I talked earlier about some things that people have done in the past because they really couldn't struggle. They were really struggling. They didn't have anybody to go to. So go back, watch the replay. Namaste. Have a good weekend.